Okay, so it's been a while since I've done a Missioned Souls reaction, a couple weeks, and they have a new song out by the band Muse. They have a cover of the song Hysteria. So we're going to go ahead and react to it. I haven't seen this yet. I find them to be just an amazing band. I think that they're all developing still, but at a stage that's already very high. Like they are already, all of them, extremely talented. What's amazing is that I continue to see them get better. I continue to see Mission Souls get better. And I used to never react to cover bands, never, because I like the songwriting aspect of music. So when you're reacting to a song from the Mission Souls, you're really reacting to their interpretation of a song that's already written. You're not reacting to them and how they write their music. You're reacting to how they interpret someone else's song. But I began over time to appreciate what cover bands do. And I know people are going to correct me in the comments and say they're not a cover band, they're a tribute band. Whatever. I'm not going to split hairs over words that don't matter. They're an excellent group of talented young musicians, and they cover songs from all different genres, and they copy them to the T. Like they go out of their way to make sure that if there's a guitar solo that's triple tracked, that they triple track the guitar solo. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with them as a team, but also the dad and mom helping them with the interpretation and the arranging of the music. But enough of that. Let's go ahead. Oh, I thought I just hit play. Did I not hit play? Let's listen to Hysteria by Muse. right, so I let most of the song go by before I even open my fat face. Um, this is they are definitely challenging themselves here. Ice, to be honest with you, it just seems like he's just killing it. Like Ice is just killing it. Naces on the bass. She's definitely challenging herself. This is probably the hardest bass line she's ever played. Um, and you can tell in the beginning where it was just bass that that's not an easy bass line to play. And you can tell that she's really pushing herself to keep the timing down and to keep it going. And it's busy throughout the whole entire song. So congratulations on that, because that is not an easy bass line to play. Not that it's super complex as far as like where it goes on the fretboard, but it's just nonstop movement, and she's still growing like physically. Her hands are not that big, so give it time, and reaching those notes and moving from fret to fret will actually be easier. But you can tell she's pushing herself. But all good musicians push themselves, and I love how she's just letting it all hang out. She's just like, this is me. I'm pushing myself. Take it for what you want, and that is how you grow. You know, Stacey's vocals, to be honest with you, this is probably one of the songs where I think her vocals fit the song really, really good. Like this genre is good for her. I think her vocal track, the microphone should be like 3 or 4 syllables, decibels higher. There were moments where her vocals got kind of lost in the bass and the drums. Um, and again, Nisha with the guitar, double tracked, triple tracked, and then CCAN made sure that we knew it by putting the other recordings down below, so you can see that she's doing more than one track. But man, Ice, this is a song where Ice is just standing out, and he's like, I'm not just a pocket drummer. I will I will add some life. I will add some flair. I will add some fills. I'll add some spice. I will make it so when the song's over, you think, wow, the drumming was really fire. And that's what he's doing. I love watching these guys grow. To me, especially because a lot of them, it's only been a couple of years since they started playing their instruments. Um, we're watching them grow. Now, I don't know in 10 years if Mission Souls is going to be a band, or if Ice is going to be a drummer to some rock band somewhere. Nisha is going to be the guitarist to a band somewhere. I don't know if I really don't know where they're going to be in 10 years. I can guess, you know, and I've written songs. I've even I emailed them. I went to their website and I emailed them one of the songs I wrote, which I think, as a songwriter and someone, I've been writing music for decades, and I feel like people who are really great instrumentalists and great musicians could take one of the songs I wrote and give it the life it needs. But I'm not the only songwriter out there. Um, I hear whisperings that there are people out there working with them, trying to help them come up with some originals. And I keep hearing that they're working on originals. And if that's the case, then that's really great. Um, but it's really tough to see where a band is going to be in 10 years, because they're all developing differently. Anyways, let's finish the song. Yeah, absolutely, fantastic, just amazing. You know, really something to watch. And it's I've noticed a difference when they do live in the studio and then they're on stage just playing a song live. I've noticed that there is a difference there, and there should be. Why? because they're regular human musicians like anybody else. I've gotten comments, people saying that they're the best, that they're this, they're that, the live and the studio, they're exactly the same, this, that, and the other. No, they're not. No one, no one is exactly the same in the studio as they are live. To even think that makes absolutely no sense. There are gigantic benefits to studio recording that you can do that help. Not only can you take more than one take, but in post production, you can go in and edit a guitar line or a guitar riff. You can actually delete 4 bars of a guitar riff and then play it again in post production and then insert it. And no one's going to notice the difference. They're going to think it's all part of the same live performance. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of different types of micro benefits or little benefits that you get from recording in a studio. Always. When you're on the platform and you're on stage and you're playing live, which I don't do much of, by the way, so it's not like I'm talking from experience, but I'm a studio guy. I write music, I create music, and I do it all right here in my studio. But when you are live, there's less that you can do. And believe it or not, you still can go in post production on a live performance and say, he really screwed up that guitar lick. Let's play it again in post and then insert it. And maybe it'll stay synchronized to the video and it'll still look like they're playing the same guitar lick, even though it was done later because maybe there was a string muted that wasn't supposed to be muted. So there are benefits to a studio, right? There are many benefits to playing in the studio, and there are things you can do live. But for the most part, when you're up on a stage playing live, people see what you give them. They see what you do. And there are some sound engineers that don't want to edit too much from a live performance because then viewers who have a keen ear will be able to see something happened. I There was this I believe it was a Joe Bonamassa um I believe it was a Joe Bonamassa concert. And oh god, I always forget the keyboard player's name. I it's gonna kill me. Rice Wienans, I think is his name is Rice Wienans, the keyboard player who played with Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was playing with Joe Bonamassa, and they showed him. It was like a concert, like the Tour de Force. No, Tour de Force was with Arlen Shirebaum. I don't know what concert it was, but there was a concert with Joe Bonamassa, and Rice went to play. If that's his name, I think that's his name. Went to play a chord, and you see his hands go down, and you hear nothing. And then he continues to play, and you can hear him playing the keyboard. It's not like his keyboard was off. So, very much looks like he played the wrong chord or something happened. I don't know. But for that one chord, the sound was cut out of that track. Could have been a mistake by the engineering, or the engineer could have said, in post production, they could have said, this dude played the wrong chord. Let's cut it out. Um, But at any rate, I liked watching this. I think that they did a great job with the song. They continue to grow. I have a prediction, but that's just me. Okay. I don't see Mission Souls in 10 years playing together as Mission Souls. I see some band saying, I like Ice. I see some band saying, I like Nisha. I think that those two, Nisha and Ice, um, as they're all developing, but I think those two have shown tremendous, tremendous talent. And I mean, it would be nice if in 10 years Mission Souls was this gigantic band. It was still all of them doing these originals. That would be fantastic. But if you look at bands over the years, not it's more likely that one of them, probably either Ice or Nisha, is going to end up in a band somewhere. I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. And be nice. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is Artie Aster with P Sharp and C.